Today, we're going to make a story with Trickster Delia using this picture. Your bodies, your little antenna, and your imagination. I'm excited to see what you create. Have fun!
Ready? We have our little ant bodies, we have our ant antenna, we have our ant eyes, and the ants sneak, tiptoeing all of their little toes, all of their little legs, lifting up as they get into the home. They sneak, and they sneak, and they sneak, and as they sneak, they get nervous. Some of the ants are trying to be brave. Some of the ants are feeling kind of scared. Some of the ants are determined. The ants have made it past the doorway. They spot a countertop. They saw the countertop, and as they looked up, they saw a high height. They pointed up at the countertop and thought, we must get from down here all the way up to there. They decided to climb and climb. As they climbed, they could feel their little ant hands holding on to the side. They were sliding down. But these ants were so determined to work together that they made a chain of ants, and they climbed up along each other's bodies, climbing up and up. Sure, the ants at the bottom felt the great, strong, heavy weight of the ants above, but they held on. They held strong. They showed the other ants their muscles, and they worked together until finally the ants were at the top of the counter. They breathed in, and they felt a great sense of accomplishment. The ants looked around. They looked in one direction with their eyes. They looked in the other direction with their eyes. They used their antennas to sense. They had indeed done it. They made it to the counter. Now, to find the candy. Just then, the littlest one pointed straight ahead. Aha! 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 The ant said, jumping up and down 3 times in excitement. There was a bag of candy, and it was open. So the ants snuck, feeling all their feet slowly going along the counter. They did not want to alert the humans to their heist. They got closer and closer and closer until they got the candy. Now, they then quickly, all together, lifted the candy up above them, and as a team, they carried the candy to the edge of the counter. This was a heavy job. They could feel the candy heavy above them. Their muscles tensed as they felt the candy above. They got to the counter, and then they realized, how will we climb down using our arms and hold up the candy together? Why, the candy will just fall to the ground, and who knows, maybe it will be destroyed. The ants gently and carefully put the candy down, and the ants pondered and thought. They collectively felt a great idea coming on. They felt the idea coming through from the tips of their toes all the way to the end of their nose. Great ideas that they thought of all together. Aha! The littlest one said, let's lower it down all together. They suddenly saw a wonderful fork. They together lifted the fork above. Again, their muscles cramping as they carried the fork all together. Then they spotted some dental floss on the counter. Other ants scurried to grab that and carry it back to them. They tied the dental floss, looping it around, smelling the sweet minty smells of the dental floss. And then they tied it and wrapped it around the candy and tied it with a bow. Then, holding onto the fork. They reached out the candy and lowered it and lowered it and lowered it all the way as it went down, 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 getting smaller and smaller all the way to the ground. And then they climbed down the counter, feeling their fingers again, sliding down as they slid down. Once on the ground, they picked up their candy high above their head once more, feeling the weight of that candy above them, but feeling so happy and excited that they have that candy to bring back to their colony and all their friends. They scurried back out the door. The end. Hey, did you like this video? Ask your parent or guardian if you can upload videos of your own work. There is a link below. Also, ask your parent or guardian if you can subscribe to Trickster's channel so you'll never miss another Trickster video. Happy creating! Bye!